Hello everyone, Dennis here at the Federation Shipyard, coming to you with another update on the Polar Lights 1/350 scale TOS Enterprise. What I'm working on now, as you can see here, is the back seam. When I glued it together, you couldn't feel the seam. It felt really good, but there's that little bit of line. So what I'm doing now is using my Vallejo's plastic putty, which is this little blue guy right there, and filling in up there. That way, if there's any divots or the small little imperfections that I can't feel with my finger, that'll make it stand out as soon as I sand it. Did the same thing up here in the front, and back here there was just a little bit of a gap on the very end of the secondary hull here, and a little bit of a one here. So what I use for that is the red bottle here of my squadron putty, white. So now what I'll do is let this dry, then I'll get it sanded, then I'll reprime it to make sure it's all filled in correctly, and then once it's and then if there's any imperfections, I'll re-putty and then re-sand until I get it right. And as soon as I get it all the seam gone, I'll come back and show it to you. Back in a few. Alright guys, back. I've got the top side of the secondary hull done. Now I'm just working on where the stand comes out and the rest of the seam here. It was feeling really good. I mean, for the seam there was no steps here on this part, but here on the fantail back here there was a pretty good sized step that went all the way down, so I sanded it all off before I put the putty on, got everything nice and smooth, and then I put putty on it, and I thought I'd just putty the whole thing just to be on the safe side and come back with it. So as soon as this dries, I'll get it sanded and I'll show you the update. Be right back. Alright guys, back. Okay, I got the sanding done. I sanded, wet sanded, and then I put primer on it, and then I fixed the imperfections on that with some more putty. Sanded it again, wet sanded, and now it's nice and smooth. You can't see the seam line anymore. Everything's gone on it. Looks really good. Now I just gotta do the other side, the top side, but I'm gonna let this dry because I don't know if you can hear it or not, but in the background is the my paint booth is still running to get the fumes out of here. So that's what it looks like for now, and now I'll be back in a little bit as soon as I get the top side done. Back in a few. Alright guys, back. I do have the top side done now. Did the same process as I did on the bottom. Was sand it, prime it, or actually sand it, putty it, and then sand it some more, and then prime it, then wet sand it, make sure everything got nice and smooth, and then putty or primed it again. And if there's any imperfections, I used a little bit of the plastic putty from Vallejo, and then I did some more wet sanding and then reprimed it, and it came out nice and smooth. So it looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is get the dovetail done in the back, because there's a little bit of gaps there. If you want to hold on for a second, I'll show you the gap that I got to fill in here on the bottom. Alright, got it flipped over now, as you can tell. What I'll do is zoom in here on the gap right there. Come on, focus. There we go. This little guy right there has got to get filled in. It goes almost all the way around. Actually, it does go all the way around. So, top side looks good, but this bottom part here is, I think all I have to do is clamp it just a little bit as well. And then once I get that done, I'll come back and show it to you. Alright, back in a few again. Okay guys, what I want to do is give you a quick update, or quick view of what I'm doing. I've got the putty in that gap that you saw earlier here on the fantail. Zoom in here so you can see it better. Go the right way. Nope. Here we go. Yeah, I got it filled in pretty good. What I'll end up doing now is, after this dries, I'm going to sand it so I get it formed the way I want it, and then I'll probably reprime it and see if there's any imperfections of like pits or things that I might have missed. And then if there is, I'll add some more putty. I'm not sure if I'll use the squadron putty or if I'll use plastic putty. Depends on the depth, and I guess, and the size of the imperfections, I guess. So then what I'll do is then after that, sign that off again, then reprime it just to make sure I got everything. So we'll go from there. So I just want to show it to you real quick. Well, it's got the putty on it, show you what I did. So there it is, and I'll be back in just a few. Alright guys, back. What I've been working on here is the Dovetail, the fantail of the Enterprise here, getting it filled in where the seams were, or where the gaps were in the seams, and smoothing it out. I just got done putting the sides right there and the top. It goes into the shuttle bay. So what I'll be doing now is when this dries, I'll start sanding, and when it's all done and painted, I'll come back and show it to you. Back in a few. Alright guys, I'm back. The shuttle bay is now complete. Well, not complete, but I still have got to put the dome here on top and these lights here in the back, and then it'll be done. Right now I got it drying. I got the fantail done. Oh, here we go. Got all it nice and smooth. Sanded it, wet sanded it, reprimed it, painted it. Got the bottom, or the top and the bottom all done. What I'll do here is turn it on the power so you can actually see what it looks like. It's turned out pretty good. Sorry for the shakiness. I had my hand out of the strap here, it's alright. Alright. So you guys can actually see in the shuttle bay. Turned out pretty good. See the workers in there. Shuttle taking off. Sorry about the brightness of it. Again, this camera just like to see how the colors are washing out. So, got the reds, green, and yellow for the back. Do have a couple of light leaks right there alongside the door, you can see. Not too bad to take care of those though. And I got one right down in a little corner. So I believe it all in all, it's turned out really good. So that's going to do it for this segment. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So if you guys would, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you have any comments, you can leave them below, or any questions, you can leave them below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So until then, just keep doing what you do best, keep building those models, have fun doing it, and we'll see you in about a week or so.